Daily Devotion with Pastor Balla for September 30th, 2020 from 2 Kings chapter 8, the Weeping of Elisha. Verse 7. Now Elisha came to Damascus. Ben-Hadad, the king of Syria, was sick. And when it was told him, the man of God has come here, the king said to Hazael, take a present with you and go and meet the man of God and inquire of the Lord through him, saying, shall I recover from this sickness? Verse 9, so Hazael went to meet him and took a present with him, all kinds of goods of Damascus, 40 camel loads. When he came and stood before him, he said, your son Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, has sent me to you, saying, shall I recover from this sickness? And Elisha said to him, go, say to him, you shall certainly recover. But the Lord has shown me that he shall certainly die. Hazael brought a beautiful, wonderful gift, more than expected, to Elisha. But the message was that this sickness was not going to kill the king, but the king would die. Verse 11. And Elisha fixed his gaze and stared at Hazael until he was embarrassed, and the man of God wept. Okay, this is a little strange. Elisha staring at someone until they get embarrassed and then starting to weep. What's going on here? Verse 12. And Hazael said, why does my Lord weep? Elisha answered, because I know the evil that you will do to the people of Israel. You will set on fire their fortresses, and you will kill their young men with the sword, and dash in pieces their little ones, and rip open their pregnant women. Wow! What an accusation or prophecy. And we usually think of prophecy as something good, but this one was extremely terrible. Verse 13, and Hazael said, what is your servant, who is but a dog, that he should do this great thing? Elisha answered, the Lord has shown me that you are to be king over Syria. When Hazael referred to himself as a dog, it could be because he thought of himself in such a lowly position, or it could be that he thought of himself as a good person who would never do such atrocities. I do know one thing. If someone would have made such a prediction or prophecy about me being king, I would have run away from it. But as we will find out, Hazael didn't. What is at stake for Hazael? He basically has a choice. Does he want to be king, or does he want to go to heaven? Because with all these atrocities, you can't tell me you're going to be a believer of God. No, Hazael had a hard heart. So when he saw the opportunity to be king, he delighted in it, regardless of what atrocities he would commit along the way. Hazael was unable to do both. To be king, to be a good king, and to be with God in heaven above. Verse 14, then Hazael departed from Elisha and came to his master, who said to him, what did Elisha say to you? And he answered, he told me that you would certainly recover. Well, Hazael told part of the message. You could say part of the truth. But Hazael withheld the entire message that Elisha gave him. Why? Hazael had other plans. Verse 15, but the next day Hazael took the bedcloth and dipped it in water and spread it over his face till the king died and Hazael became king in his place. So the prophecy of Elisha came true. In 2 Kings chapter 8, it shows us Hazael, who wanted to become king, even though he would be a terrible king and a terrible person who would commit terrible crimes. And in the next chapter, 2 Kings chapter 9, we'll hear of someone who was anointed as king, but at first wasn't sure that he should be king until his friends dragged it out of him. Humility. That is what God is looking for. So join me again tomorrow as we hear about this other king, the anointing of Jehu. God's peace and many blessings be with you. Thank you for watching, and please take an opportunity to share this video with others. If you have enjoyed these daily devotions, please consider making a donation to Peace Lutheran Church, 24024 West Main Street, Plainfield, Illinois, 60544. Thank you again for watching.